he's so much better than me. Like this, I just walk. For some reason, I wanted to walk every corner.
You created like a tornado, and it's awesome because it's sucking everything out of here, and it's amazing. So thank you.
Good.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Will you kind of have cold space for me, like from up there? All right, awesome.
I'm just in better shape because that's 1541 is amazing.
Like you're huge. You're wait until you find out about me being an AI.
What?
I'll tell you about it after class. We discovered it, Bill, and yeah, I'll tell you about it later. Okay. Can you guys hear me over the music, or do you think it's better instead of doing that to do that? Does that sound good? So you don't hear any music right now, okay? Let me see then, hold on. Let me try this. Oh shoot. Hear the music or no? Okay. You can hear the music, loud music, okay? Can you say something to the second recording that I sent you? The second reading? Okay, well, I'll just do the music out here then. I was hoping that we could do the music from like inside the computer, but it's gonna work out better this way. Okay. Hey, Deborah, how are you? There. So you guys can hear the music this way then, right? And is the voice okay, or just trying to find the best microphone and the best sound, because I was listening to one of the classes the other day and I was like, yeah, this could be better. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Leslie. My voice sounds clear. Awesome. I always like to have a backup for like a phone backup, but I'm thinking that I won't do that because we're hooked up hardwired to the internet now and have super, super fast internet. It's like, I thought internet was expensive at home. In a business, any speed is very, very expensive, but it's worth it because then you guys can hear, because there's nothing worse than having disruptions and like a clicky noises and stuff. Like when you're trying to meditate, it's hard enough already to concentrate, let alone deal with someone's mouth clicking or whatever. But check it out, look what I have. My oxygen machine. Look. It's right there. It's not pretty, but I think that one will go in the dark room. I got so much work done today. I hooked up to the oxygen machine, and then Let's see if the lighting's better like this. Let me turn the lights on. So I'm gonna have you guys journal right now while I'm shuffling around over here. If I was prepared, I guess I just wouldn't be me, right? Yeah, the lights aren't working in here. Why would they? I mean, why would electronics ever cooperate with me? So I want you guys to do a journal. Yes. Ooh, what's front gate, Anna? No, I got it from this place that's like a medical supply place. And I was just like Googling because the one that I was going to buy seemed kind of gimmicky. It's called like a Zen Machine or something like that. And, you know, it had like the aromatherapy. And first off, I don't want to be held accountable for what people are breathing in terms of like aromatherapy and stuff like that. Essential oil people get a bad enough rap. I don't need to have people breathing that stuff in. So I wanted to find something that was like, you didn't have to be licensed, you didn't have to have anything. And these machines, they turn it into 90 to 95% pure oxygen, and it takes like 10 minutes to build up. And then you just start breathing oxygen. Amy, the baby whisperer, is a midwife, so she can get oxygen tanks. So we're gonna try this first, and if that doesn't work out the way that it's supposed to, which I don't know how it's supposed to, then we'll go the oxygen tank route. But Nano V, tell them, Steve. Will you email me about that? Whoever just said that? Okay, awesome, Stephen, thank you. So I want you guys to journal. First of all, how's everybody doing after last class? Did you guys feel a shift or a change or? Okay, so let me actually address that. Somebody just said, you feel like a failure because you zonk out. So one, oh no, I just logged in a different device and now I can't use the messenger. Who logged in as me? Fabulous. Whoever logged in as me, log out, please. Okay, so you guys are talking about very sleepy during the meditations or very sleepy after class because of the meditations? Like you're drained afterwards or you're just sleepy during? Sleepy every time, very tired. Okay, so yeah. So check this out. You know, like when you're in class or, okay, when you go to church and you may like totally be interested in what the pastor or the minister is saying, but you cannot keep your eyes open. That's usually because you're around a bunch of people. There's not a lot of oxygen in the room. So you're like, yeah, same with like class and stuff. But there's also the situation where you start to become ungrounded and you're not inside your body. So your conscious awareness, which is what we're gonna really like zero you guys in on tonight, the I am, is you are going, and your divine spark is, I'm sorry, and the compassionate witness, I'm trying to talk, is the, sorry, let me just, so we're just gonna invite in the guides. You're welcome, okay. They said Scott blocked them out. Good job, Scott. Well, then you guys can't be good then if he blocked you out. They said, no, he blocked everything out. Oh, good job, Scott. I like that. Oh, no, they said I did. Oh, I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, okay, we'll figure that out later, Scott. All right, so the conscious awareness that you are, actually Scott just had me do this. He had me say that I was awareness. He used a different word though, but I'm not going to take you guys all ungrounded out there right now, but I'm going to get you guys like tuned into your awareness this class, your consciousness or your I am, and then your divine spark. And those three together inside your soul's consciousness can kind of go up to this train station, oh my God, what did they call it? The creation station. And think of it like a train that goes like to the past and to the future. And we're going to meet another one of our travel buddies today. Last time I think we met the master guide, right? And then yeah, so people are saying that they're either I know, right, Carla? Hey, Carla, you're not here. I thought you were going to be here. Anyway, so, and Shelly, Michelle's going to call you because you're reading. I started it. So, Ileana Cohen. Okay, you can't sleep either after. Okay, so let me explain why. Okay. So, you know what? Let me see if I have the picture here. It would be amazing if I could pull it up on the computer and show it to you guys. Well, here, I'll just kind of show it to you because it's not perfected in any way, shape, or form. Isabel, could you do me a favor and send Steve and my mom this link just in case they don't have it so they can log in if they want to? So Steve is amazing and has drafted all of these images based off of my channelings over the years. And more specifically, he's done them for some sessions that him and I have had because we have a equal obsession with the different layers of the body and the different dimensions of reality and the different densities of consciousness. And it like puts my mom, talk about going to sleep. My mom's like, oh God, they're talking layers of the body again. So here is a picture that he drew. I hope you don't mind I'm showing them, Steve. They'll see it sooner or later. And this is not perfected, so please no one take screenshots. I will know because I don't want any wrong information out there. We haven't even looked over it yet. But just so you can kind of get an idea of what you look like. See all the people? See how there's like a person within a person, within a person, within a person? There, like that. Okay, so that's like level 1 would be, we have here the elemental. The second is the awareness, the beingness. 3 is, what do we have here? Body activation. 4th is body, mind, the emotional body. The 5th would be the mental body. The 6th is body, mind, spirit complex. Oh, that's cool. Oh, our soul. And then the 7th is our light body. And then the 8th is our I am, so like our mind. So our mind goes into a light body. So there were like 2 layers. And then the next layer in is our soul. And then our soul creates our, like our human, and we put a spirit inside. And basically we're these multidimensional beings, okay? So when we meditate, the reason why people say like, oh my gosh, I have all these shifts and all these changes in my life and I never saw shifts and I never saw changes and I've been doing, you know, transcendental meditation forever. I've been doing this meditation or yoga and that, and I never saw any changes. It's because I'm literally taking you guys through like anatomically correct to my understanding. And I mean, I don't fully understand everything that we do. I just know it's all within the white light and unconditional love, and nothing's done with any intention other than the white light. So I trust where we're going and what we're doing, and I would feel it if I didn't. I'd be like, what? I was like, oh my God, look at those charts. And the thing was taking a picture of me. But look at this. So this is more accurately kind of what I see on everyone. Why isn't this flipping? Well, it's going to be tiny, but here, let me see. Hold on. There we go. Hold on, let me see. There. Hold on. Oh, it's the, oh my God, this is so annoying. It's a mirror image. Okay, it's not wanting to show you. It doesn't want to show you. Let me try one more time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Nope, doesn't want to work. Guides don't want it, they don't want it. So what that was an image of the tree of life. So when you see like those triangles in the bottom and the top, and you see them kind of coming together, or you see like a triangle under you or a pyramid, it's because, and I'll draw it in a second, there's basically the Kabbalah tree of life, and it's like 2 diamonds, like on top of each other like this. And then there's another tree outside there. So I'll draw it in a second. I'm going to show you guys. But all those little points or those spheres that are on the tree of life are different layers of consciousness for you. So like, you know how when we go up the stairs and we turn, we go up the stairs, we're going up the tree of life. So we're going up all the different layers of consciousness. So anyone that goes above the lowest sphere is not going to be within their physical body. You're not going to be within this. So it's very likely that you're gone. And tonight, if you guys want to, we can do a meditation where we stay in our body and we just, you know, stay with it and you'll see the difference, or we can do like a little tiny one. Do you guys want me to do one where you guys stay in your body? Yeah, I don't want to do that, Stephen, though, because because some people will take screenshots and this is not accurate by any means yet. And I know you guys and you're hungry for information like me, and I don't want to be spreading information that isn't correct. I just wanted to give you kind of an idea of what I see. And then he has one in a snow globe where the snow globe handles it. And then this thing was the coolest, was the, this guy right here. God, I wish I could show it to you guys. Oh, I know what I can do. Nope, doesn't want to work. Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay. All right. It's basically like an onion. Nope, doesn't want to work. Let me see. There. See it? See how there's like all the different layers and the person standing in the middle? So when you look out of these different layers, you're seeing distortions. So if I'm looking at something and I have someone's anger in my emotional body, I'm going to see everything in life as anger. It's going to be infused with anger. And if I have someone's depression or sadness, like a spirit is in my field, I'm going to have all of their subconscious belief patterns, all of their ideas, and it's going to affect my brain. And likely, I'm not even going to realize it, because likely I don't even realize that I'm consciousness, that I'm consciousness. I think that I'm this human and that I'm the only layer that I am. So when you guys go to sleep, you're not necessarily going to sleep. Your consciousness, I watch you guys. I watch everyone the whole time. It was so funny when we were doing breath work. I think there were a couple of people that weren't my students, and I was like, okay, well, I can see you guys. And I saw one lady go, "You can't see me." And I said, "Yes, I can." I said it out loud. And later on, she wrote to me and she was like, "Oh my God, you heard me say that." I'm like, "I know, I can see you." "Yes, I can see you." There's like 3 people going, "Can you see me?" But yeah, so I can see you, but I can't like see you. I can see like images in my head, and I can see you guys all like numbered. It's like doors, and I have them all numbered, and they're just random numbers, and it's the number that your consciousness is. So we all have different like little serial codes. So I don't know what everyone's serial code is, but I'll get sucked in one door and I'll do the healing. I'll get sucked in another door, I'll do the healing. So I don't know who is who when I do the healings. Otherwise, I can play favorites and, oh, that's the person I did the healing for. Ooh, let's see what's going on. You know, so I don't want to be that way and get sucked back into my body. And that's why I don't remember the meditation. So you guys don't remember when you think you're asleep. I only know I'm awake because I hear myself channeling when I land back in my body. And that's what a trance channel is. So likely if you go out and you don't remember, you have the ability to trance channel, because that means you have the ability to leave your body. I was with these people that went to the old spiritualist church that I started at, and they were talking about how they're not teaching trance channeling anymore because there's just so much garbage in the lower astral plane that when people are try to go into trance, they're just basically getting taken over by spirits and stuff like that. So it's something to be super careful with when you leave your body, because you're kind of leaving it open for anything to walk in. And if you don't know yourself already, it's going to be really hard to know yourself with other stuff in your field. Like I had no idea who I was really. And luckily I got into Reiki early on and like really like looking at myself in the mirror and all my faults. And I was so good with my faults. I wasn't good with the good things, that I was able to kind of recognize what was mine and what wasn't mine. What was really hard for me was past lives, because we don't know our past lives. So I'd be with someone and I'd be like, yeah, you know, you jumped on a horse and you rode away and you left your kid at the doorstep, and, you know, I'd tell them the whole scene and everything. And it turns out it was my past life that I kept seeing when I was doing healings. And I thought it was everybody else's, because I don't know my own past life. You know what's happened in your life in the past. So you know, if you see that in your head, that it's your own. And if you see something else that you've never experienced, that it's the other person's. But anyway, so yeah, those of you that are leaving your body, you think you're falling asleep, but you're not falling asleep. I'm watching you. You're all coming with me. And if you're not with me, I come down and go, hey, get up here, because we're going up for attunements up at the top. And those of you that are like all woo, like all like awake, after you're done, it just means you got a really awesome healing. I don't fall asleep till like 4:30 afterwards. And so maybe, okay, so someone remind me, Isabel will, and she's here. Isabel's here. It's awesome. And Janice is like online, I think. So they swap places tonight. But Isabel's visiting, helping me get organized. But anyways, if someone can remind me we can do like an unplug from class meditation, or just some sort of like disconnect, because maybe if you can't sleep, maybe you're still tied in with the class energy and stuff like that. Is there anyone else that can't sleep? Yeah, Michelle, Bill and Gail love channeling with me because they get like high, they said. They like leave and they're like, woo! Because what happens is your conscious awareness leaves, like do this right now. Say, I am now the first layer of, and then your name. I am now the first layer of, and then your name. And feel what that feels like. You guys are all attuned to your I am, so you can already leave your body. I am now the first layer of me. And what do you feel? Peace, good. What about someone else? Yeah, that means you're coming back into your body. That means you never fell asleep, Amy. It just means that your brain doesn't remember what you did. Innocence, awesome. I like that, Laura. Anyone else? I am now the first layer of me. Whoever Kai is, it's because they're plugged into you. So I would say disconnecting from all family members. Oh, I need everyone. Hold on, guys. There we go. All right. Heavy and present. Yeah, me too, Emily. So one, the guides are telling me, is the elemental like body. So it's like it's our like the elements, like our flesh. It's us. It's this planet, and it's just what's here. And we're made of this planet, so we can get sucked into mass consciousness, group consciousness, if we're not careful. You know, if we get you know, tied in with like I don't know, anger at politics or religion or human rights or, you know, whatever, like we can get sucked into kind of like the mass consciousness if we take a step up, because that's where kind of all like the programs are. So you can say, I am now the second layer of me. Show me what that feels like. Second layer of, and then your name. Show me what that feels like. What do you guys feel? Pulled backwards, interesting. Greta, your memory is because you're not in your body. So our brain is in our body, obviously, in the first layer. First through fourth layers is our physical body. It's our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, and then our spirit body that all form that first four dimensions before we go into our higher self. So if you are not remembering things, like I don't remember things a lot, and like people will be like, oh, you said this, and that, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I don't remember. It's because your conscious awareness is somewhere else, and your body is just like doing stuff and saying stuff. We're like, literally look at it like we're robots. We are robots, and we have these avatars that we create. We design what they're going to look like. We design what they're going to do, what their characteristics are going to be like. And then we project our consciousness through them. And we put basically a little piece of our mind right in there in the center of their brain, which would be our soul. And we put a little thing right here behind the heart, which would be like the spirit. That's like the perfect version of God, source, all that is. So that little tiny piece, that little spirit or your divine spark is kind of what guides you back home, like your little GPS that's going to lead you back home, like through the stars and back home, because that's that little pure piece of source that's in you, and that's your spirit, and that's right here, right behind your heart space. And then your soul's consciousness goes in the middle of your brain. So your brain obviously is pulling from physical sensations and, you know, mental sensations, emotional sensations. So if you are not grounded in your physical body and your consciousness leaves, it's very likely that your memory is bad. So just as simple, like when people do affirmations, it actually brings you into your body because you're saying I am. And you want to make sure now that the planet shifted that you're not saying I am in someone else's field, because then you're like basically doing affirmations for them. So you're going to say like I am Marissa. And then I'll say, I am Marissa's physical body. And then I always say, show me what it feels like, because then it tells my brain to show me something or let me feel something. And then I'm like, okay, boom, I'm here. And then I just kind of connect with all the different layers of me to make sure I'm not in someone else's field or anything like that. My brain goes straight for drugs. Like if I'm in someone else's field and there's energy I can't handle, I immediately go, oh, I need a painkiller. I haven't taken painkillers for a long time, since 2014. And those weren't even the bad painkillers. Those are the ones that I got off of before I got pregnant. But my brain goes straight towards, I need a painkiller, and I can hear it. I hear it go, I need a painkiller. And I'm like, I don't take painkillers anymore. Why are you even saying that? And I learned that it's because something was in my field, or I was in someone's field, and they had energy that was violating me that I did not want to feel. So I'd take a pill, it would numb me, it would pull me into my body and ground me, and then I wouldn't feel anything around me. So a lot of addicts, alcoholics, people that think that they're depressed or bipolar or ADD or OCD or any of the, like lettered diagnoses are just purely a simple case that we're not in our body. So once we get in our body, like they said, our body is our temple. That's where we stay. And the way that I teach you guys how to tune into your intuition is to not necessarily leave, but to stay in your whole body and to utilize the different layers that are like little walkie-talkie stations to the outside. So you never have to leave. You can just stay in your body. So what I'm going to recommend to you guys tonight, that makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to recommend the people that leave, I want you to find something right now, something red, and find something. I'm going to give you like a couple minutes because I'll run to the bathroom. I want you to find something red, a red stone like carnelian or something like that, or just a rock from outside, or some tree bark, or some leaves, or a plant, or something that's like, here. And if you don't have anything, then just let me know and say, I've got this hair clip here, and I'll program the hair clip to be your grounding force, because we're going to use that grounding force to keep you in your body, so that when we do go up and start doing this time travel thing, that make sure you're in your physical body. I'm glad you guys brought that up. Red jasper, yes. Anything red. You tap your legs. What do you mean by you tap your legs? Dude, so would I have, Laura, but you know what? So I met this girl yesterday at Hay House. She's getting in contact with them, and she works with binge eaters, and she's got like 2 million followers. It was the first time I actually found myself like whatever. She's 12 years younger than me, Snake, and she's like all like 2 million followers, and like Bill was like, oh, look at her, she's awesome. And I was like, hey, that's my Bill. And I got all like, I had got my little like, I'm old thing. And I was like, what are you doing, Marissa? This is so lame. I like caught myself. Usually before I would have like spiraled out and been like, all like just gone off the deep end. And I was able to just be like, hey, okay, get back in my body, realign. And I realized that what was happening was, as I was talking to her, all these earthbound spirits were pulling both of our energies down, like super low, super low, super low. And I was telling her about how there's a lady who has a big, huge fat lady that eats a lot of food in her energy field. And a lot of people who can't control their eating or who are overweight have earthbound spirits attracted to them, and they have them in their field. And the spirits, because they don't want to cross over, they want to stay here and eat, will literally eat through people. So if you are overweight, I don't know what you look like, Laura, but if anybody is overweight, she was telling me some techniques that she used, and I'm like, oh my God, you're literally clearing spirits out of people's fields by doing that. That's amazing. Like, I'm like super stoked. I'm going to meet with her and we're going to like do something together. So I'm super excited about kind of combining forces. But if you don't just have earthbound spirits in your field that make you depressed, you have them that make you eat, that make you drink, that make you do drugs. These are people with free will that have decided to not cross over, and they will likely find a 3 to 5 to 7-year-old that, doesn't have any shielding around them or anything. And they'll just be like, hey, I'm going to get in your field. And the kid's like, no. And they're like, too bad, boom. And they go in. And that's less likely now because they don't have access really to the planet anymore. But they have access to us because we have access to the past. But all the kids are a lot safer now. So it's actually good. But that's why I love the snow globe. But yeah, if this is not my hunger, go away. And literally, like, you'll be like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. Or like, if you're feeling lazy and you don't want to go work out, just be like, this is not my laziness, go away. And if it goes away and you get energy, it's like, whoa, there was something in my field that was making me lazy. So the whole like name to the game here with all of this stuff, whether it's time travel or spiritual development, I mean, it's all the same thing, it's just a different name for it, is knowing your energy from someone else's, because most likely all of the issues any of you guys have are likely not even your own, because we were designed to live forever, our bodies. I mean, like we were designed to live forever, like the Bible says, or, you know, whatever. And it's like that the second we like are born, we start dying. I was telling Marla that earlier, and I'm like, that's why this oxygen is awesome. We're going to stay young forever. But the guides were saying, like, we can technically continue to push out age and continue regenerating ourselves if we actually understood it right, that we could technically live for a very long time. Brittany, shoot, I maybe her. Brown hair to here, all whooshy. She was like, I was all in sweats after my radio show, and she was like, whoosh, like came like whooshing in with Bill and Gail, and I was like, who's that? And I was like, what year are you? And she was like, 89, and I was like, snake, because I'm a 77 snake. But then I loved her, and I was like, oh, okay, go away, whoever you are inside my inner 12-year-old. Let's see. But yeah, if you're feeling something that you don't like, guys, say, this is not mine, leave. And just don't let your ego get a hold of it, because the ego will get a hold of it, and it will tell you that you're not feeling that, and it'll tell you that you're right, and it'll tell you that the other person is being obnoxious, and they think they're all that, and they want to make you feel less than, and they want to make you feel this and that, because it's all about us when it's ego. You know, so if you start to feel not so good about a situation or a person or a place or a thing or whatever, just say, this is not mine, I release it. And you can say that 3 times and it releases it. So I think it is Brittany. Oh my God, Gina, you're friends with Sophia? I love Sophia, she's an amazing healer. If this is not my hunger, go away. Yep, if this is not my, no, this is not my hunger. Yeah, if this is not my hunger, go away, yes. If this is not my hunger, go away. I love Sophia. Sophia's awesome. I found her online, and I finally am starting to understand the stuff that she understood like 2 years ago, like sacred geometry, Reiki, and stuff like that, because that's what I'm starting to see now, whereas I never saw that stuff before. Okay, so I don't even remember what I told you guys to do because I was channeling, but I'm going to run to the bathroom, and you guys are going to write down the things that, what was it? I'm sorry. So, okay, we got you're going to get the grounding thing. You guys probably already got that. And then I'm going to go over the different kind of, what's it called? The layers of consciousness just a little bit, so you guys can understand where we're going and what we're doing when we do this time travel thing. Because it's really like, if you understand it with your mind, when we go up and we do it, you're going to be like, oh, that's all I'm doing. All you're really doing is pulling like a fuse from the subconscious mind and releasing that fuse that calls in the frequency of like anger at this trauma or blah, blah, blah at this, because it's all about how we perceive things and how we are emotional about things. And if we pull that, it's gone, then our brain doesn't react to it unconsciously. And then all of a sudden we're like, whoa, I'm happy. I'm not getting triggered all the time. So what was it, Wednesday or Sunday? Was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. Who was here Sunday? How many people? There's like 20 people here. We wrote down, if you weren't here, or if you were here, you can do it again, is I had them write down, I think there are 3 biggest like triggers, things that just irritate the heck out of them. In fact, yeah, if you weren't here Sunday, why don't you do that? Write them down. And if you were here Sunday, write down more, is because the triggers that you have, like me seeing someone else like that's like successful and happy, and it was the no kids thing. I love my kids, but I was like the night before I was looking at like, wow, me before kids and after kids, I have so much energy. I'm so excited about life. And now I'm like, I'm so exhausted. And she had so much energy. I was like, oh my God, she's got so much energy. She's got her life right before, no kids. And so it like triggered me because I felt like I don't ever have my own time. So someone else having something that I want triggered me. And because I was triggered, I dropped down. The earthbound spirits tried to come into my field, and I felt them. So I was at Hay House, and they're all over the place there. And I was able to like catch myself, go back up, and push them back. So the key with all this stuff is noticing your triggers. So write down 3 things that like trigger you, whether it's we wrote down pet peeves on Sunday, like 3 of your pet peeves or more, because we're not going to go through, if you want to get rid of them the way we got rid of them on Sunday and learn the technique, you can listen to the thing on Patreon. But tonight we'll go ahead and dump those triggers too, because those are the things that keep us in ego. And those are the things that keep us like not evolving and not growing. And as far as you guys saying that you're like failures, that's your trigger. That's one of your triggers, right? The ones that are like, oh, I feel like a failure because I fall asleep. They get to blow dry their hair. Yeah, right. So yeah, you thinking you're failures because you fall asleep, that's a trigger right there when you feel like a failure. But what happens is because it's a trigger, you're going to think every time anything happens is a failure. You know, so it's like you're going to perceive it that way. So if we can get rid of that fuse in your brain that was programmed that says you're a failure, then boom, it doesn't even go there. You don't even go there. So let me put this here. I'm going to turn some music on, and I'm going to have you guys I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. So you know that I'm back. I'm like, now I know what the exercise was. The exercise you guys are supposed to do in addition to those triggers is I want you guys to write a letter from your big self to your small self, okay? So if you close your eyes right now and say, I am now big, whatever your name is, not fat, big so-and-so, show me where small so-and-so is. So like, I am big Marissa, show me where little Marissa is. And I'm like, oh, there she is. She's in there sitting on a chair, talking on a camera, right there, right in my stomach, or like, you know, in my abdomen area. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send down like a super hot white, like a flash on a camera, ball of light down through your head, all the way down. And when it touches in with your little self down there, I want you to actually imagine it kind of erasing your little self. So just kind of erasing it. And then the white ball is going to go all the way down to the middle of the earth and then shoot back up and land right above your head. That's actually your spirit. That's your crown chakra. So that's like that white light inside of you. That's you. So you can ask your spirit to clear out your like emotional fragments, the little pieces of you. If you can't get into like your big self and imagine your little self inside of you, you can always just say, calling in the white light of my spirit, you can call it through your crown. And as it begins to drop down, it will stop when it gets to where your little self is, and then you'll automatically go up into your whole self, and you'll kind of notice, oh wow, it's down there in my stomach or my foot or my arm or my head. But this is a cool technique that the guides taught me a while back that I've used a lot recently. So I want you to write a letter to your little self, like, dear little self, this is your big self. I want to give you some advice on life right now and blah, 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 blah. So like, if you were able to talk to your little self as your big self, so remember, say, I am now my whole self. I am now whole, or I am my biggest self, or I am my big self. Some people are like, I don't want to call myself big. Okay, so I am whole. Show me where my human is. Boom, or boom, or boom, or boom, whatever. And then I want you to actually call in that light through your head and just kind of imagine that you're kind of dissolving that little you inside of you. And you'll actually start to feel like brighter and lighter, because that piece of you is what's pulling your consciousness down, 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 down. Your spirit wants to be up here watching life up here. But when you start going, meh, 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 the ego is down here, it's going to pull you down. So by using the spirit to erase it, and it goes boink, right back up, then you can start perceiving life through the 7th chakra, which is way better than the lower chakras. So let me run to the bathroom. And Laura, you can actually use that to dissolve fat in your body too. Isn't that awesome? I had my old Marla lost 32 pounds in like a month and a half, because she used her spirit tinted with orange to dissolve the cellulite on her legs. It was pretty cool. Okay, So I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna play some music. You guys write a letter from your big self to your little self. And you can ask a question if you want, or you can just write the letter. And I would do it, don't just do it on some paper you're gonna throw away. I want you guys to keep it and actually like, you'll actually end up probably referring back to it. I found a letter from my higher self to my lower self recently, and I was like crying. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is like exactly what I was telling myself as my higher self. Anna, you're funny. I want the recipe. I teach that in Reiki too sometimes. I was like, fabulous. And my hat is hiding my face, so I look shady. I'm gonna put my hair up in a bun and I'm not gonna mess with it. All right. Oh, good job. Oh, okay. I just figured that like the guys blew the what's it called? The fuses or whatever. Thank you. There, that's better. Yeah. There, perfect. Yay, my hair fairy appointment confirmed. Getting these extensions out, they're driving me crazy. That's why I keep messing with my hair because it's not mine. The guides are like, this is not belonging to your body. Okay. Now, I want you guys to write down, I don't know if anyone listens to country, but there's that song, If I Could Write a Letter to Me. Like, I can't remember if it's George Strait or something like that. But he, that like I'd write a letter to me and I'd tell me like not to run out of gas, and he says, oh, on second thought that wasn't quite that bad, like on his first date with some girl. Why? Hold on. Uh-oh. You know what's gonna happen? This is gonna cut out. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me? Okay, good. I swear these electronics, and you know what? We even have like a professional here that like is helping us set them up, and they're still crazy. So there's got to be like electronics that just don't get affected by high frequencies, because they're all fine, and then as soon as everyone starts logging in, everyone's energy starts coming in, and it's like goes crazy. So anyway, okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna have you guys do a grounding meditation using to where you won't fall asleep, okay? And we're gonna connect you in with, there, that's much better. That was like horrible. There, that's much better, yeah. Okay, so it's going to connect you guys in with something called the soul plane. And so when we connect you with the soul is like a movie theater, okay? The way that the movie theater works is this movie is already designed. It's already played. It's already happened. You've already watched it like about a zillion times. Like the guides have said, I'm like on like the 17th time of this exact same lifetime. And that this lifetime actually for me started in like 1918, but then they told Bill that his started like on a different date. And what's really, really interesting is my grandpa, I think, was born in 1918. So one time there was a spirit that wouldn't leave this person's energy, and I was just like, oh my God, leave. And he was like, I was like, you're dead. And he was like, you're dead. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, yes, you are. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, yes, you are. You're dead. And I was like, he's like, leave me alone. I'm late for work. And it was like this guy in someone's energy, literally like driving his car, like thinking he was late for work. And that left me like a little bit messed up in the head, because I'm sitting here doing Reiki, seeing this guy telling me, no, you're dead. Why don't you take a look at yourself? And I was just like, well, how do we know if we're alive or dead? I mean, we're alive, but like, how do we know the difference in dreaming and not dreaming? You know, there's all these movies now that are out about AIs, like artificial intelligence and consciousness. And the movie, I don't know if you guys have seen it, it's called The Discovery, about with Robert Redford, how he's talking about how, you know, they find out that the consciousness goes on. And so everyone starts killing themselves because they don't want to be on Earth anymore. Has anyone seen that movie? If you haven't, it's pretty good. I mean, it's the whole point of it is what's awesome. It's pretty awesome. But it's on Netflix if you want to watch it. But The Discovery, yeah, it's Robert Redford and then the guy from Before I Met Your Mother or something like that. It was a weird role for him because I wasn't used to seeing him in it. But anyway, so yeah, that was a cool movie. And then there's that Second Life movie or show about the chick that creates the second world, where they put their consciousness inside of it, and it feels like you're gone for a year on vacation, but you're only gone for like a second. So, I mean, what tells us that we are not in the future projecting back into the past? So after that spirit said that to me in a session one time, I started asking the guides questions like about that, like, where do we go after we die? And like, you know, when we have our reviews, they said, when you have your review, you go into your review like a movie theater and you watch your life. And if you decide, oh, I want to turn left instead of right, then you can like jump into the movie and turn right instead of left. And you can actually live it as if it's the first time living it, but taking the other route. And then they said, you can also be like your husband or your wife or whatever. Because I've had family members come in and say, yeah, I just went through my review. Tell my wife that I had to live life as her. So now I know how she felt with me, and I'm sorry. And the wife's over here going like, tell him, you know, like just like, like still angry, you know, because the guy was like abusive and mean and rude and horrible. And once we get over there to the soul plane, which is where we're going to go right now, where you can still stay in your body, you'll still remember, then that's when we take the life that we've lived almost like as like a template, and we can kind of, you know, live it different ways and stuff like that. So who knows, maybe we're in my, like I told my dad one time, I said, I think we're in Grandpa Joe's review. I think we keep living it over and over and over and over or something. But anyways, so let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys close your eyes. The things that you would have told your younger self, just like a couple of words of advice is all I was talking about, not a whole letter or anything like that. I'm like getting all comfy now. We're not gonna do any music, because this isn't gonna be long. I'm going to have you guys bring all of your awareness into your physical body, and I want you to do that by freezing yourself up. So I want you to like stiffen your hands, your arm muscles, your neck. Oh, what's that? Stiffen your hands, your arms, your neck, your head, your face, like make it all tight. I want you to tighten your legs, tighten your feet, squeeze the bottom, the soles of your feet. Just tighten up the whole body and then release it. Tighten up your abs, your butt, like everything, just kind of tighten yourself up really, really, really tight to where you can just feel like all the parts of your body, even like your head, your scalp, your neck. I mean, not to where it hurts. Someone's like, ow. No, not that hard. Just kind of like tensing yourself up. And I want you to just kind of start to bring your awareness to the surface of your skin. So like when you tension up and you tense, say, your hand up, just kind of imagine that you're on top of your hand, and then when you release it, you sink into your body. So you're like on your hand or on one of your tight muscles, and when you loosen it up for the last time, just kind of go and sink into your physical body. And as you sink into your physical body, you're automatically going to be magnetized and pulled directly into the center of your beating heart, because that's where your God consciousness is within your physical body. It's your beacon of light. And before we go any further, we're just going to ask that everyone's home be placed within a crystalline cube of protection created by this channel and us, the guides. And we ask that any earthbound spirits, any entities, any demonic forces, any discarnate souls, anything from the lower dimensional realms, it's just commanded that any of those things just don't exist within our realities now. Those get taken away to source, redistributed into light. We just ask that everybody be placed into a layer of consciousness that is above anything of duality. There we go. And just kind of imagine you inside of your house and start to imagine that you and your entire house just kind of move up and then up and then up until you feel like you're kind of just in light. So you can actually take your entire house's consciousness with you in it, and just kind of imagine it going up. If you have a hard time with that, you can imagine a huge platform of light coming in from beneath you and kind of spinning and lifting you up. There we go, perfect. Perfect. There we go. Nice. Okay, so there we go. Perfecto. Okay, so you're in your house now. You're in your physical body. You're definitely not in your husband's or your wife's or your kids. You're all in your body. And just say, I'm calling back all of me now. And around you, you start to form this coating of light. It's like a wetsuit. This coating of light is being created by the light that's inside the center of your heart, calling back everything that is light in your life. beckoning for everything that is light, that is you, to come back to it. Like a big sunshine or a big star in the middle of your heart, calling it all back. And as this light wetsuit forms around your physical body, you can feel it releasing cords and attachments, anything that was in your emotional layer or mental layer, like spirits or entities or anything like that, just fall away because they have nothing to connect to. There we go. And as this comes in around you, as soon as you start to feel ungrounded, say, I am grounded in my body. You started to go out. I saw you, Michelle. Okay. No, it wasn't Steve. The other guy. Oh, what's your name? Oh, God, sorry. It's like I know your spirit names. Okay, so I am in my body now. I am surrounded by God's presence. Or by my spirit's presence. Sorry, God was not the right word. Some of you, it wasn't right. I am surrounded by my spirit's essence now. There we go. And it just begins to cut away cords. If you feel like the light, if you feel like you're not covered, your whole body's covered with light like a wetsuit, just ask that light be sent towards you that will cover your entire body, or you can imagine it being painted on around you, or you can actually imagine putting on like a wetsuit of light around you, but it's pure white light. There we go. So now your physical body is protected, your etheric body is filled with light. All of the cords and attachments that are affecting you physically are falling away or have fallen away. And now you're going to bring your awareness to a layer just above that layer. I want you to feel what it feels like. Just say, show me what the next layer feels like. And we're going to make that layer anywhere between like 1 inch to 10 inches. And if it feels like nasty or gross, which in most cases it's really gross, mine's like, bleh. Say, show me the next layer, or allow me to feel the next layer, or allow me to experience the next layer from the inside of my physical body. So you're still inside your body, but now your mind is just kind of imagining this next layer around you. And if it feels gross, which it likely will because it's the emotional body, we're going to ask the instant healing from above be sent down. There we go. And just imagine all of that just being like cleaned off. And that light that's coming down is that same spirit that you worked with before. So you can just kind of imagine the spirit shining this bright, white, hot laser like light down, and it's just going to go shh, and just kind of dissolve away any of the darkness or any of the sadness or depression. This is the layer of you that makes you gain weight. So if you want to lose weight, clean this layer every day. This is what makes you eat. This is what makes me eat hot tamales and Mike and Ike's the whole time during class. This is what makes you eat greasy, creamy, cheesy foods because it will generate more ectoplasm. Astral beings can use your body as their own. And that's only when you're in the lower, like sadness, depression, and stuff like that, because spirits are not happy, or the lower soul plane, souls are not happy. Okay, now, the next layer, what we're going to do is we're going to ask that our higher self come in. They're going to drop in over us like another layer. So just another layer around you, like another wetsuit. Your higher self's going to drop in from directly above, merge with you, and then you're going to say, I am now in my soul house. And you're immediately going to shift from wherever you are, and your house is going to go straight up. You inside your house or you by yourself, you're going to go directly up, and you're going to end up in the soul plane, in your soul house. And in it is going to be your soul family, maybe past family members. Over in the corner, you have like a bunch of guides talking, planning stuff. Maybe got some other ones looking at strategy over on the other side of the house. But you're in your soul house. I want you to just kind of imagine the way that you would imagine you're walking around your house. Imagine that you're walking around this soul house that looks similar to yours, or it may look completely different. If you have a deceased family members that you want to talk to, there's a special room when you go into your soul house that's directly in front of you. And there is a door right to the right that you can walk through. And in there, there's a long escalator that will take you up, sometimes zigzagged, sometimes just straight up. And at the very top of the escalator, there's a room, like a white, like waiting room almost, with a table, white chairs. And they can project their consciousness from the other side into here so that you can communicate with them. So I'll give you about 2 minutes right now to just go up there into that room, and whether it's your guardian angel that you asked to come in or a deceased family member or both, go ahead and do that now. So just walk over to the door, and then the elevator will go whoop, 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 take you up. Elevator or escalator will take you up. And if you're not seeing anything, it doesn't matter. Just the intention of going with the motion and going up there, you may be able to receive a message from somebody on the other side, but you may not realize it until later. In the meantime, we can clear you. There we go. Directly above, if anything like undesirable or unsavory comes into the room, you just say leave, and immediately like a vacuum just goes, sucks it out, and you're in the room alone again. There we go. Perfect. You can call in pets. You can visit with them as much as you'd like here. So this is a place that you can go. There we go. If you start to feel ungrounded, I am grounded within my physical body. There we go. Perfect. Yay. Dancing grandma. Oh, someone lost their son. I'm sorry about that. The calico cat ramming my leg, and an orange and white tabby, and then a chocolate lab. If your guardian angel hasn't come in, you're going to notice a window at the far end of the room that will just automatically appear. That window will appear, and outside you'll see kind of like a runway coming towards you. They're going to land there, and they'll walk towards you with their name above their head, written in block letters or like the Vegas signs. You can ask them, are you my guardian angel? Are you an archangel? Are you a guide? You may hear nothing, you may see nothing, you may feel nothing, it doesn't matter. It'll come to you in a dream, it'll come to you during journaling. What you're doing is you're just giving your conscious awareness a chance to go fetch the information. Whereas we rarely ever even leave the root chakra, the lower levels. There we go. Good job. You can say, is there anyone else here that is a guardian angel that will assist me in time travel? Calling them in now. Ask them to come in. Now what you're going to do is say, I am now within my human mind. Show me where I just was. Like, show me where I was within my body. Or show me where I was within my own field. And you'll go, I want you to squint up your face, your cheeks, your jaw, your eyes, and that tenseness will immediately pull you back in, because wherever your attention goes, that's where your awareness is going to go. So squinching up your face, you're going to go back into your body. But you'll kind of be able to tell where you were. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and toes, open your eyes, write down in your journal where you were when you're in that room. You can ask where your soul house is inside of you. And you can write down any messages that you got from family members or loved ones, and definitely write about your angel, because you're going to forget. Once we shift consciousness, we'll forget. It's like when you're drunk, you tell the same old stupid stories, and then you don't tell them when you're not drunk, and then you get drunk, and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember that time. You know, it's like that level of consciousness brings back certain memories. Your brain pulls from it, and then you're not drunk anymore, so it pulls from those memories of not being drunk, and like so on and so forth. You get around certain people, you tell certain stories. So it's the same thing with meditation. You go into the soul plane, you deal with souls, you're going to remember. And sometimes until you go back in there, you don't remember. You don't remember what was said, what you felt, what you heard. So go ahead and write that down. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Important that you write it down so you don't forget. Oops. Oh my God, did I lose you guys? Oh my God. Isabel's video started. If anybody wants to share what they experienced in here, I love hearing that stuff. I got my hat down, I'm freezing. I'm gonna sage whoever said the thing about the boy. Curious where you guys were when you were up in the soul plane. It's going back on. Wow. Body's tingling is pretty cool, Jennifer. Really? Someone heard their grandma? Wow. Yeah, that was your grandma Jacinta, maybe? No, it wasn't your grandma, it was someone else's. Yeah, it was a dancing grandma. She was doing not orangutan, I don't know what it is, I don't know what that's called, it's like 50s dancing, anyways. Not the Macarena. Yeah, Vicky, that was your orange tabby. Oh, Michelle, she's a sweet rose. The frog. It was, that's cool. Yeshua, Maggie. I love that. That's awesome. That's good. So was anybody actually outside their body? I was like right here. Where were you guys when you were in the soul, when you actually went into the soul plane? Like, were you guys in your body? I was right here because I was channeling. So I'm curious if you guys were inside of your body when you were in the soul plane or if you were outside. Jessica was in her chest. You're in your crown. Pineal gland area. Okay. Inside your body. Isn't that amazing? So like, it's just crazy to me because after all these years, you know, Scott can attest for this. You know, we've gone through these teachings and the guides come in and we learn like all this amazing information and we think that we've reached the top. And then it's like, nope, you haven't reached the top. Now you're at another level and you have to go through all 7 or 12 levels again, depending on, you know, what guides we're talking to and what we're doing. And it's like, oh my God, this is like literally the never ending story. It's never going to end. It's just going to keep on going. And the cool thing is that when you tensen up, when you freeze up, I actually learned this from something called like does anyone who has kids, it's called like something noodle. It's the noodle thing with the kids. They get up and it's like purple stew. We're going to make a purple stew. We're going to throw in purple lizards. I don't know. Does anyone know the noodle thing with the kids? In your throat, interesting. Above the head, 7th chakra, 3rd eye. Cool. I was like right here. I wonder where my soul plane would have been like right here, I think, my soul house. So I think that what the guides were saying is, before I'll let everybody answer first. The level that you were at, that's your soul level. No, not to mess it up for you. So now the egos are like, actually, I was in my crown, you know. But your soul house is going to be at the level of consciousness that your soul is at. So mine was like right here. So I'm assuming that I'm a level 5 soul or level 5 or 4 or something. I thought I was a level 4. But your soul house is going to be at the level of consciousness that you're at within your light body. Okay. So as you're evolving throughout time, your light body remains the same. Your physical body obviously changes because you live a different movie. You decide, oh, I'm going to go live in that movie. I'm going to live in that movie, or I'll do this same movie again, but I'll be the mom, or I'll be the kid, or I'll be this, or I'll be that. So we live this movie that we're all living on the same timeline of one person, one mind lived this whole like movie. And now we, that one mind, have split ourselves up into every single person on the planet to experience it from a different perspective. But in order to do that and not remember that we're us, we create these souls, and the souls then go with free will, oh, I'm going to go live in that movie and I'm going to experience life through it and blah, 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 blah. The key is that we're able to, what the guide said today, and I thought it was really amazing, what we're able to do now is we're able to raise our consciousness up beyond just watching the movie and into like the projector room. The projector, like the film for the movie, would be considered kind of like your I am's consciousness. Okay, so your I am, my I am, that's the movie reel. Okay, most of us, I think everyone here, it's Samuel. And then the person standing behind the movie projector would be like your compassionate witness, or like the Holy Spirit, or your spirit standing up in the projector room. And you can go, you know what, I don't want to play this movie. I want to play this movie instead. So you can change it. So once we get up into that perspective to where we're up at like level 5, level 6 soul, we can actually change this reality that we're living in. We can totally switch the script. And that's my goal with you guys with this time traveling thing, is to take you into a level of consciousness where you can go, you know what, let's just erase this part of this movie so that I don't have to experience it that way anymore. I want to experience it a different way. And you can do it, and you can totally change things. It's amazing how it works. I've watched it work over and over and over and over. Oh no, Melissa, you were the one. You were the one. Okay, so you're the horse. You guys are absolutely horrible at going into your emotional bodies. So next time we try this, how about go into your physical body, keep your grounding stone with you, and every time you go into your emotional body and you try to run away and go into your mental body and like go like, oh, well, I'm just feeling this because of this and blah, 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 blah. And then you think of like, you know, something that you know, or someone that you know, or, you know, you start like pulling your brain to try and think something instead of feeling something. I'm the same way. I'm a snake. But horses are very similar to snakes in that you guys, you're either mental body or your physical body. Mental, physical, mental, physical. It's like you jump over the emotional, and then like when it gets too much, then you're like, ah, you like lose it. But like there's so much bottled up in there that you may have to ask that be cleared first before you go in it, because once you go in it, boom, you're going to shoot past into the mental body, and that's your higher self body, and you're going to forget. You're going to be somewhere else. That's why I jumped over the mental body and just had the higher self come in and get you guys. Because if I would have put you guys into the mental body, which was the next layer, you guys would have been gone. You would have been gone. You did, Amy? Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God, you know what? Did anyone have Jophiel? 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 Jeremiah. Ooh. Jophiel, yeah, Jophiel. You had him or her or whatever? Oh, Kat. Kat fell asleep. You need to get rested, Kat. You need to write a book for me. Kat's going to write my snow globe book for me. Because Kat loves a snow globe. And this is one of the exercises we were going to do, Kat. I know. Catherine, Samuel says you're still on fire even though you're asleep. On fire. Let's see. So this was to the soul plane. I'm just labeling this soul plane exercise. That was not a meditation. That was an exercise. So what I found is in order to stay in my body and in order for me to remember what I did, I have to do fast exercises. Where now what I want you guys to do is say, okay, I am now me. I am my physical body. Show me the house around me and just kind of feel it, and then say, I am now in my soul house. Boom, go up there, go forward into that white room and see what's there, and then boom, 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 come back. So it's like you go up, you come back. You go up, you come back. You go up, you come back. It's like a really quick thing. So I am in my physical body. Show me what it feels like. I am in my house. You're going to feel what it feels like in your house. And then I'm in my soul house. You're going to go up. You're going to feel what that feels like, and then just shoot forward into that room. Your guardian angel, your guides, anyone will leave something there for you, and then you're going to go boom, back, and go back into your body. So some of us, that's me. I have to shoot up and come back down, shoot up and come back down, because the more, if I try and go up there, it's like I start thinking about it. I start like arguing with it. And I'm like, that's not right. There's no way. That's why I was shocked to see Jophiel written above the angel that walked in. Ariel. Oh my God, Vicki, that's so cool. Ariel was one of mine, and Gabriel. I don't know if mine's Gabriel or Archangel Gabriel. Critters, I love it. Scott, you and Maggie have the same terminology. I love it. That works great. Good, Deborah. See, yeah, Deborah's an ox, so Deborah's mind's going to get involved. But I literally will say like, okay, this is my trick that I use. I go like this. I'm like, all right, so here I am right here. And so I go, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quantum jump. It's called quantum jumping, okay? So it's not quantum jumping. I'm sorry, not quantum jumping. It's I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, the guides named it. It's in my book. So you're like this, and you're literally standing, and you say, okay, show me my tube of light. And you imagine like a tube of light going through you. And you have to be able to visualize it, okay? So you're visualizing this tube of light like rushing through you with all this like water and everything like streaming down through your head. and it's going straight down out into the earth and just like rushing through. And then you've got everything rushing up like this. So you've got this big, huge tube of light in the middle of you, or a little tube. It gets bigger the more and more and more you exercise it. So you've got this tube of light coming down. If you're cut off, just say remove block and it'll keep going. Because right now you guys are in your quantum state, so you can start commanding things like we said last time. If you're just standing in the DMB line, you have to kind of center yourself and get into kind of like that quantum state, but right now you're already in it. So just imagine that tube going through you. And then what I do is I'll say where I want to go. So I'll be like, okay, I want to go to year 2018. We're in 2018, 2028. Okay. So I'll just go, all right. And then I just literally imagine myself like jumping down, going down into like the center of the earth, bouncing. And when I bounce, there's all this white light, like almost like a trampoline. You jump on it, you go into water, you get cleaned off, and then I shoot back up, and then I land right here in this room, but it's up there, and it's the year 2018, or I'm sorry, 2028. And then I just feel what I feel like, and then I go, and I suck back down. So it's like one way that you guys can kind of like trick your brain. You're like, oh, we're gonna play, we're gonna jump into a different time. So I go down, and then I go, and so I'm going down, I'm cleansing myself with the energy of the earth, like water underneath the trampoline, just go down, I get cleansed, I get shot up, and then I'm in a room just kind of like this, but I'm in a different year. And then I just feel what I feel like. I may hear a word, I may see something, I may sense something, and then boom, I'm back in my own body. That's another way to kind of trick the system. Some people, it works for them, some people, it does not. Cool, Jen. That's awesome. This one's fast too. It's just hard to explain fast. I wanted to make sure that I have you guys in your tube of light, because you can technically be tipped and you could be like boom, boom, and like shooting off into like the astral plane, into like a false reality, or you could be, you know, doing whatever. You guys just know the way up to that soul house, because I just took you guys up there. So it's going to be easier than, you know, going boom, boom back. But the different years is cool too, because you're just basically going up your own tunnel of light, and you're going through your own spirit, and you're just witnessing life as the witness. And that's pretty much basically what tonight's all about, is just witnessing life, witnessing life, witnessing life. So we're going to go into a bunch of different years and witness life. What I wanted everyone to do, absolutely, Emily, absolutely. However, if you go into different bodies, I would start from the creation room. Okay, so I would say like, oops, oh darn it. This is not made for me jumping. Not made for jumping medium. There we go. My mic's made for men. I can't remember that word you used, Isabel. Patriarchal mics. She says they're patriarchal. That's funny. So I would say, I am my I am. Pull all of your attention and awareness into your heart. I have to imagine that there's a heart in the middle of me. First, I have to imagine that I'm in my physical heart. And then I have to say, show me where my heart center is. And I have to get pulled over into it. And then I drop back into it. So that's just kind of my thing. But other people, you can just say like, take me into my heart space, or I am now in my heart space. But I say, I am my I am. That tunes you into your soul's consciousness or your God consciousness. Pull all your attention and awareness into the heart, and then say, I am now in my, I have to say real creation room now, because creation room doesn't work anymore ever since the planet shifted, but it may work for you guys. I have to say my real creation room. And then I just imagine that I'm standing in this place, and it's just pure like white, and everything kind of fades away. And if there's like something in it, then I look at it and it just dissolves. So like just the act of observing it just makes it dissolve away. So then once you're in a white room, your creation room, now you're actually in a space where you can go from there into another layer of your body or something like that, without bringing the consciousness of you right now. So if like you're in your emotional body right now and you're like, take me into my other layer of my body, then you're going to be bringing the where you were at and what you were thinking about in your emotional body into the mental body, and you may see things not so clearly. So this is the best way, like people, when I teach channeling, when I teach mediumship, when I teach anything where you need to be a clear channel healing, when you get into the higher levels of it, I teach you guys how to get into this state of receiving to where you're a clear channel, because being a clear channel there's no point in doing readings and channeling if you're not a clear channel, because then you're just barfing up a bunch of BS, you know, and then what good is that anyways, you know? So, but yeah, definitely. And then once you're in the creation room, say, I am now my emotional body. Show me what that looks like or feels like. Or you can say, this creation room now represents my emotional body. And you can turn the room into your emotional body. And that's freaky. I just saw like Jumanji in mine. It's like, ooh, just like a monkey fly by. There's a train. Why don't we clear that? Wow. And then you can just say, clear this room now, and it'll go and clear it. It's very fast. I learned all this on my own from the guides, because I would find like a website that showed all the different layers of the body. And I heard the guides, when I first got attuned to the I am, which was like 4 years ago or something, before I realized I was, they said, you can command yourself into any room. And I was like, what rooms? And they were talking about the soul house, and they were talking about the different 12 layers of the body. So I would, when I was doing healing, I'd be standing there and I'd say, I am now my 5th layer. And I'd be like, show me what I heal like from there. You know, you're bored when you're standing there like for an hour in silence, not able to talk, standing over someone. So I'd just be like, show me this and show me that and blah, blah, blah. And so I learned all this stuff from healing other people and just kind of like jumping around through different layers. And then obviously through teaching you guys and getting the feedback, it's like, wow, they see the same thing. That's so cool. You know, so anyways, alrighty. So let's do the meditation. And let's go into some different years. I want you guys real quick to grab a picture of yourself. I'm sure you have one on your phone or your computer. I was going through my pictures the other night. I was posting them all on Facebook because I was going through my pictures for this class. I'm actually considering teaching a healing. I taught a class called Heal with Your Photos, and I'm thinking about teaching it as like a mini like e-course, because we have one, but it's really bad, like distorted audio, and there's no video. So I was thinking of doing that class for, you know, like on like maybe like a Sunday or something like that, and charging like not a lot at all. And so if you guys like this exercise that I'm about to teach you, then you may like the Healing with Photos class, because Healing with Photos is really awesome. Like yesterday when I was watching the video of me, like I put it on Facebook because I'm like sitting here trying to open up a trash can, and Jeff was like, ha ha ha, the bear proof trash can. Like I couldn't figure out how to open it. I was like, and then finally I think you just had to like push it in or something like that to get the trash to go in. But it was like funny. And as I'm watching the video, I was in like channeling mode. So when I watched the video the first time when he found it, I was like, whoa, there's like an Amazon behind me. I was right here at the trash can, and then like right, like where that tree is right there, I saw like this girl, and she was like looking at me like this way. I was right there. So she was kind of like this, looking that way, and she was naked. And I was like, what's a naked chick doing behind me? But then I looked at her face close, and it was Madison, and she had a bob, and she was like 19 years old. And she was like huge, but she had her hands, and she had little like, strings like Spider-Man shooting out of her hands, and she was moving my arms, and she was moving my body and stuff like that. Like I was her puppet, and I went, that is the weirdest thing ever. What the heck? And I thought, holy crap, that's the weekend we got pregnant. That's the weekend that we conceived Madison. So I was like, how else are we going to get our parents to conceive us if we can't control them in some way, shape, or form in order to get them to come together to conceive us? You know, isn't that crazy? I think it's super crazy. I think it's super cool, actually. But yeah, in the pictures, you can actually see the energy around you if you use them, if you look at them the right way. So I want you guys to pull up a picture. And you can pull it up on your phone, or you can actually have it with you. And I want you guys to, I can't see anybody, it's so weird. I see 3 people. Oh no, there's everybody, nice, okay. Hi, Michelle. You're like you and Susan and Maggie are the only ones I can see. But I know there's a party going on upstairs. Okay, so take your picture, okay? This is another time traveling trick. And you can use this on clients or you can use it on yourself or whatever. It's all part of being a witness. So the more you practice this witness thing, like going up and pulling forth information or going up into a different year or whatever, your healing happens, this is what the guys are saying, healing happens in the blink of an eye. Healing happens like that, okay? And also receiving all the information we need happens like that. Like when, it's funny, like when Scott and I start like tuning into stuff, or me and Isabel, like whoever, it's like the more we tune in, the more we start to distort it, because our mind is like, oh wait, what is that? And then we start to feel emotion, and then we're like, oh, but that looks like that one thing that we did with that one time, and da da da. So if you just drop in and pull back out, it's like really quick, you get all the information, you should be able to come back into your body, inside of your body, and just be like, okay, this is what I saw, this is what I felt, this is what I heard. But if you don't say it, it doesn't come out. And giving readings and going into the future and going into the past and reading yourself is the same exact way. That's why I keep telling you to write stuff down, or just turn the recorder on and say, okay, this is what I saw. And as soon as you say it, the rest starts to come through. It's like I say, giving readings is like a Pez dispenser. You can't get the next Pez until you get the first Pez. And that's why mediums need people to say, yes, that was correct, or no, that was not correct. Like we need confirmation, then the Pez flies away, the next one comes. So take your picture, and everyone can hear me, right? Yeah, okay. There's Erin. Hi, Erin. So take your picture, all right? And whatever you're looking at, I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to say, and I want you to bring yourself, like tighten your body, bring yourself into your body, and then make sure you have that coating of light around you, which you all do, except for a couple of you. I'll infuse you with light. Hold on, here we go. If you don't have the coating of light around you, just pull all of your attention awareness into your beating heart, and then just say, surround me with light, a coating of light, and just imagine light going all around you. You want to make sure you have light all around you. You don't want to have holes in your aura. So light all around you. There we go. Is there someone named George on here? I keep hearing George has a hole in his shoulder. I don't know why. Anyways, I don't think there's a George on here. Okay, so surround yourself with light. And if you can't cover yourself, yeah, there's a few people that feel like there's like a little bit like a space where you can't cover that with light. Just say, remove the block. I command that be covered with light, and it'll cover, even if it's just temporary, and then it goes and then it opens up again. That just means you have a hole in your aura or a cord or something that you need to remove, but you don't have to take the time to do it right now. Okay, so I have a picture of me and my mom and Parker and Steve from like a couple days ago. So I'm just gonna say, get into my body, I'm gonna tighten it. I'm in the center of my heart, I'm pulling all the light in, I'm surrounded with light. And then I'm going to bring my awareness to the emotional body that's above it and fill that with light. So now we're clear. We don't have any emotions going in anywhere. We're pure, oh, there it is, Scott, pure awareness or perception. And then you're just gonna feel what you feel like now. Show me what I feel like. And then say, I am now me in that picture. And feel what it feels like. And just go in for 2 seconds and then come back out, like boom, boom, go in and come out. Don't sit there. Say, I am now me in that picture, and just, you'll become it, and then boom, you go back to being you with all of your light around you. So it's almost like you have pillows of light around you. You're gonna go in the picture, come right back, and then write down one thing that you noticed a change with. Like me, I felt like I had like a backstop behind me. I don't know what it was. So I write down backstop, and then I say, okay, I am now me in that picture. Show me what it feels like. I go in, and I can either imagine going into it, or I can just imagine that I become it, and then I come back into me. Does anybody want to share what they felt or saw? You just snap back. It's like a, there's no way to stay in it. It's like your conscious awareness is like a boomerang. It just goes, whoosh. It just snaps back. Like a slingshot, kind of. If anyone wants to share, instantly sad. Okay, were you sad in that time? Were you sad at that time, or was it a picture of you smiling? I'm curious, Stacy. Turned your back on yourself? Interesting. So lollipop, not related to picture? It might be. It might be. There might have been like a spirit in there next to you. Saw the restaurant and felt so happy. You're fake. Okay. What do you mean fake? Like you were acting like you were happy and you weren't really, or literally you were fake? Okay. Okay. Perfect, Stacy. Graduation pic celebration. Awesome. It's happy and not so much really. Yeah. Happy and later. Okay, so if you felt good in the picture, you can actually take that picture and hold it up to you. And you can actually say, you can actually make sure that you're surrounded in light and then just say, I now command, I am my I am, and I command that anything in this picture that will make me happy the way I was in this picture, come into me now. And just imagine the picture sinking into the center of your heart space. And none of the bad stuff will come in. All the bad stuff will just fade away because what we're pulling into you are frequencies, okay? So just look at everything as like a number code or something like that. And happiness is this, and sadness is that, and blah, blah, blah is this, or more like musical notes. Yeah, musical notes is what the guys are saying. Look at it like musical notes, like it's a song. If note E is not good for you, it'll just fall away and the other notes will come in. So you can take that and you can actually go back in time to before you were sick, Tina, or who said they were sick? And those of you that were sad or felt crappy in the picture, what you're going to do is you're going to hold it in your hand and you're going to ask that you be shown what you look like in the form of, you can use like, remember we did the egg carton thing last week, I think. But what they're showing me is a rose. So you can look at a rose in your hand and imagine it's like a beautiful rose. And then say, this rose now represents the picture of me. And you'll see it like half dying or whatever. And then just ask that instant healing from your spirit be sent down. And just leave it at that. Don't say, so that I'll be happy again, or so that blah, 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 blah. Just like, I command the instant healing be sent down. And then just watch as your spirit sends that searing hot white light down and just goes and makes the rose beautiful again. And what it's going to do, wow, it's pulling the fuses in your brain that originally created the sickness or the illness in you. That's an amazing exercise. This is brand new. I haven't done this before. I'm channeling all of this right now. I was going to take us and do something different. So this is really cool. This is awesome. So yeah, just imagine the rose, and that rose now represents me in the picture, all layers of me. Wait, now represents all of, oh, in your name, because me could be, okay. So that picture now represents all of, and then I'd be like Marissa Morris or Marissa Bolanowski. And then I'm like, oh man, half of the rose is cut off. That's weird. So I'm going to say, I now ask my spirit to send instant healing. And then just spirit's going to send down and my rose is going to come back to life. Why am I cut in half? Ooh, oh my God, I wonder if that girl from my radio show is still touch my field. Oof. Oh, thank God. Maybe that's why I've had such a gnarly headache. I had a girl on the show. Is she on here? The girl that was on my show that the other week, 2 weeks ago, that was cut in half. Are you on here? Interesting. Well, the rose thing leads us into our meditation and our diamond heart activation. I'm going to put you guys into your space capsule. So if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, I would go now. I'm going to grab my water. It's actually. Isabel, if my water is up on my desk, is there any way you could grab it? I'll survive. Is that fair? I'm just gonna drink my water. My mouth is like dying. Oh God. I'm back. Worst thing ever, when somebody channels or does a meditation and their mouth is clicky in the microphone. It's too loud. So when you guys do future stuff, like what we're doing, I'm dead serious when I say this. Drink a lot of water. You'll get really bad headaches. If you start doing readings, you know, and I mean, this is literally the technique that I teach to like the masters, the Reiki masters and stuff, and how you go in and you can do readings on people. I don't go into people's field. That's just my preference. I won't go into somebody else's energy field because I was like, that's what I was talking about on Sunday. I was like massively violated by my first teacher where he was like in my field. And then I had another friend do that to me. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. This was awesome. Woo. Oh my gosh. Wake me up. That brought me back in my body. I won't go into someone else's field and say like, I'm now this person, like in their field. I'll go into the creation room where we're all the same, and then I'll start doing readings from there because I don't want to go into someone else's field. But when you're getting readings on people, it's the same way. It's just basically going, getting the information, coming back, snapping back, and then just sharing what you're seeing or feeling. Okay, so that was amazing until he took me out of here. Flowering water. Okay. Oh my God, Charmaine. You're here. Okay, that was weird because I just saw my picture and I was cut in half. So I'm like, wait a second. The person that was cut in half must be here. That was really weird. Yes, I have so much spiritual etiquette, Laura. It's like not even funny. I'll teach like a whole class on it because I just think people are so like belligerent with their spiritual readings and intuitive insights. And there's just so many people that are like how I was when I had money, when I was in real estate. I was like, what do they call it? Like, not new rich, new money. I was new money. So people are like new spirituality. Oh, I'm intuitive. I'm going to read you. And like, and you know, what's sad is when people get read, they're in a state of receiving. So they are being programmed 100%. And they're receiving that information from you as if God said it. So always remember, would God say this to somebody? Oh my God, this is driving me crazy. Would God say this to somebody? Would God say this to somebody? And what you're saying to the person, ask yourself, would I say this to a 4-year-old? Would I say this to a 4-year-old? Because everybody's spirit is 4, about something like that. So you definitely want to make sure that when you're sharing your insights or doing readings for people, that you're definitely making sure that it's like kid friendly and you're delivering it to them in a way that, like if you see that somebody's cheating or something, like if you're doing this future exercise and you drop into your picture or because what we're going to do now is we're going to do like, you're going to imagine that you have a picture of you in the future. Okay. So the picture I had of me and my mom and Steve and Parker what I can do is just say like, get into your body, tensen up, go into your heart, your real heart, like your beating heart. The light that's in there, fuse with it, call back all the light, surround yourself with light, and then take your awareness out to one more layer, which is your emotional. Infuse that with light or clear it and heal it. That's technically the snow globe, Catherine. Except the snow globe is one more layer, the mental body. And then ask your higher self to drop in over you. And if you're one that goes out of your body, just say, I command that I'm grounded, or ground me, or hold on to the rock. Imagine that you have a root shooting out of you and anchoring literally like donk into the center of the earth. Like it's like bonk, an anchor into your body so you don't float away. And then you're just going to say, I am now the me, and I am now me in 5 months. Why? Okay, hold on, let me clear my energy. I didn't clear my energy. I'm get out of everybody's energy. I was not cool. Okay. So I am now me in 5 months. Okay, that's a lot better. Someone's going to be pregnant. It wasn't me, thank God. Catherine, I said that was basically the snow globe. No, it's not going to be me. No, it's not, you guys. It's not. I started my mommy makeover, so it's not. I think it is too. The person that just said that, you said it privately, so I'm sure it ain't you, Carla. We're going to be over here drinking beers, doing keg stands before we're pregnant. That'll probably get us pregnant. Who's spiritually pregnant? Courtney, are you on here? Who said they're spiritually pregnant? No, I see who it was. I'm not allowed to tell, am I? I just told the person who it was, who I saw. Wait, I'm trying to read this all caps here. What did you say? Immaculate conception, there's no way. That's funny. No, Shelly, it wasn't you. You're not pregnant yet though, girlfriend. You got to do the deed. Yeah, anyway. So say, or if you want to know when you're going to, I am now 3 months pregnant with my next pregnancy. And you can imagine a calendar in front of you and say, show me, a calendar, but imagine the calendar first. Okay. So imagine the actual, this is what I have to do. And I don't really ask about the future too much anymore, but I used to be obsessed with it, and that's why I'm not anymore. But I mean, I knew the day we were going to meet Bill. I knew I was going to go on the news. I knew we were going to have I knew we were going to meet the movie guy and be on the news twice, and then the teachings were going to get out, and then we're going to get published, and then there was going to be a TV show, and then there's going to be, it's like I saw it all. But then it's just boring when it happens. But it's nice to know when you're going to be pregnant. So look at the months on the calendar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 each. That's what I do. And I do like yellow, white, yellow, white. You know how like the calendars are like every other month is kind of a different, like there are different colors. So then I'll just say like, I'm 3 months pregnant. Show me with my next pregnancy, show me where I am. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in November. Okay, what year am I in? And then you look at the year or whatever. So that's a way to, no, I wasn't, I'm like, no, that was not really me. I was just making it up. But so you can ask questions like that, but it's the quicker, boom, 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 boom. You just go there and come right back. It's the easiest way to time travel. Now, if you guys were not attuned, remember this is not this easy. You guys are actually really, really good. If you're actually able to shift and come back, you're actually good, because most people get trapped in their body and they get stuck in their egos like, oh, this is what I saw, or this is what I saw. And that's when a lot of you guys will be like, hey, I'm feeling blocked. I can't tune into anything, or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh yeah, you're not in your own field. Because if you're, say, in your husband's field and you try and do that, like if I invite some of you to try, like I am now my husband, show me myself in the year, like I just heard 2035, and I just went like, whoosh, like a fly hitting a wall, just boom, because my husband can't go into the future. So like, you know, I have permission to heal him and go into his field. So that's why I did that. But if you don't have permission, don't go into someone's field. It's not polite. That's not nice. Like Laura says, it's not good etiquette. So let's do the meditation. I don't know, Brittany, I don't know whose friend you are, but I think you two were the first people online. So I'm thinking that it is, yeah. All right, so you got your husband not on this planet? That's interesting, Greta. That's actually interesting to me. Let me see. Shelly, is that the question you want to ask me for your free reading? I'll give you your reading right now. Here you go. And I'm not going to do your reading tomorrow then. I'm all done. 8 months. There we go. So I don't know what month that would be in 8 months. Okay, so Greta, your husband not on this planet? So when you said I am my husband and you weren't on this planet, what planet were you on? I'm just curious. Well, how weird. I just saw Greta fly out and go land on like the rings of like Saturn or something like that. Shelly, I'll still give you a reading. I'm joking. Oh my God, shut up. Well, I said it, you typed it, but the first thing, there's no way that, like, because I'm delayed, like, for real. Like, I have, like, there's like a, I was listening to it early. There's no way. We had to have done that at the same time. Wow. Yeah, and Brittany, you're right. I think, yeah. Awesome. Emily, is Brittany your friend? Oops, I just let the cat out of the bag. I'm the worst at secrets. I can't buy presents for people either because I'm like, oh my God, I got you this. And it's like, ah. Okay, music time. So the guides have taught this in a completely different way than I expected to teach. I thought we were going to learn about the different layers of consciousness when in reality we're practicing. So these are the types of classes that I like to do where we're all practicing and doing different exercises because the meditations are awesome and learning is awesome, but it's always good to have these classes where they're like practical, like, you know, like say you, okay, so let's just do this one more thing before we do the meditation. Like say you have something coming up that you're really, really nervous about. You can say, I am now me at that event, but make sure to get in your little cocoon, you know, you're all surrounded, your emotional body is completely all light. You're just like two little pillows around you, all nice and light. Then call in your higher self. And I just imagine my higher self is kind of like almost like a blueprint or something like that. And, or like a thin, like essence or something kind of coming down the middle of me. And so I imagine my higher self just coming like boop down over me and then say, I am now me at that interview, say interview. And you'll be like, oh my God, there's like all this like stuff like coming down on you, or like you feel spirits or whatever, earthbounds. So when you come back in your field, you're like, oh my God, it's awful there. So what you can do is you can say, I am not me again. And then say, spirit, send me instant healing, get whoosh, healing over you. And then boom, come back and watch from here. Imagine that you're back here watching as that you up there, an imaginary you, gets cleared. So it takes a little bit of practice, but I mean, most of you probably can do it right now. I mean, it's not that hard to imagine a you. In fact, sometimes it's easier to imagine a you. For me, it's easier to imagine a me getting sprayed down with water. That's what I heal with usually, not by any choice of my own. That's just what happens. And then actually feel it on me, because if I'm feeling the energy coming over me, then I'm like, what is that? Who's that from? What's that leading to? So I get all up in my head. Oh, that was my flower of life. Very interesting. All right, so. She's hysterical? I don't know. Catherine, you're 100% connected to her. You're in her field. Get out of her field. Here, you can still hold her. Don't put her down. Just hold her. Okay, and then I want you to imagine a flower of life beneath you, like it's like just a big, huge disc, okay? And send it in beneath you. It's gonna lift you up, and it's gonna take you out of you and her, okay? All the way up. She's gonna stay in her body. She's not even touched because she hasn't given us permission to heal her. So we're gonna have that disc come up through you just fast, just shoo, throw you all the way up to the very, 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 very top, which you're upside down. So now you're in the middle of the earth. Let me flip you back. There we go. And then you're gonna go plunk, and you're gonna land right above your head, okay? So the disc is gonna lift you up. You're not even gonna think about it. It's just gonna pull you up. Why are you holding on for dear life, girlfriend? Your 12-year-old is like, I want to stay in my thigh. Okay, we're erasing her. There we go. Okay, all right, go. All right, the disc is gonna take you up, and then you're gonna go boop and land back down right above your head, and that's where you're gonna sit. And then when you bring your awareness out, you're gonna realize the middle of your head, or the top of your head, your crown, is actually the heart space of your creator self. So remember that picture of the human inside the human? If I'm my creator self, then my human goes to right here. Here's my heart. And then here's my crown, which is what we're getting attuned to tonight, that diamond, okay? So the diamond right here is right above our crown chakra. So our crown chakra is like right above, right above our heart, a little bit right into the middle, like just above our heart chakra. So our human's like about like this inside of us, if we are our creator self. So by becoming your creator self each day, what you're able to do is to really shift things for the human consciousness inside of you, because if you're down there in the depths of that, there's nasty energies and stuff. Kat, you're stressed about your CrossFit test, you're probably tired. So by taking yourself into her field, it's causing a ruckus. And then you were doing clearing, and she probably got a little bit upset because you were probably clearing her because you were in her field. So just make sure I am me and only me. And I need to remember that too, because Madison gets like upset, like really, really upset when I do healings now, because we're connected. And Kat's one of my friends, guys, but she's got, how old's your little girl? She's 3, right? Wow, she called you in pain, Laura? Amazing. So well, yours, Kat, you were in her field. So you're still in it. You need to get out of it. Or just say this, I am no longer in V's field. I'm out, 100%. There is no aspect of me within her field. There we go. Just command it. And then Laura, if yours is your daughter, it feels like you actually cut the cord between her. And she was actually pulling energy from you. So you're like one of her source connections. So if somebody's lost faith and trust in, like say we think of God as a man, and they've lost faith in men, which it feels like your daughter, then they'll disconnect that God cord, and then she'll connect into God through you. So what we did when we filled up our etheric body and we got into our physical body is we pulled all of us into us, and all of our light that we are giving to everyone else and draining ourselves came back into us. So if anybody had a reaction with anybody, it just means that person, you were either in their field and you started kind of doing stuff in their field, or they were plugged into you and using you. And it's not a good thing to have somebody plugged into you, because then, Laura, if you're going through something really bad, she's also taking that on. So it's better to just ask that her higher self will reconnect her to source on her own, or do a meditation or something if she's open to it. So is that right, Laura? Wow, Greta, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, Laura, have her do the meditation. Have her do the meditation. I also have a really cool meditation that I'm putting on. It's the Cosmic Consciousness meditation. I think I put it online, and it's the meeting your God self, and it's amazing. I loved it. I did it today, and I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about Jeremiah, my guide. Yeah, if they're plugged into you guys, we want to have our kids be plugged into us, but we don't. And just look at yourself as like they're showing me like a flute, or like a, what's that thing that you play? Yeah, a flute. Imagine like a flute, like all up and down, and you have all these little holes. And imagine like the little holes, like people plugging into them. So they're getting your source connection, because you guys got some good stuff after all the attunements that I do on you, attuning you into like pure source energy. Like that's like some awesome like SDG&E supercharged like internet, like not internet, electricity power. You know, people are like, oh wow, look at all that electricity over there, I'm gonna go get some. Doesn't mean that you're an amazing person. It doesn't mean anything for the ego. It just means that you're plugged into electricity. You can be plugged into electricity and be a complete ass too. It's just, you're plugged in, you guys are reconnected, but you guys aren't asses. You guys are awesome, because you are. Okay, let's do this meditation. We're gonna run a little bit late, but we'll get it all done. So let's see here. I considered playing the meditation that I listened to earlier for you guys. But we'll do a new one. And I'll post the other one on Patreon. It was amazing. Like, I have felt completely like deteriorated lately, and nasty and gross and stressed, and I got to write a book, and I have to do all these readings, and I'm so far behind, and everybody's expecting everything of me, and I'm a people pleaser, so I want everyone to be happy. And it's like the worst. And I did this meditation that I found from a month after Madison was born. So I was like super clear, because she was still in my field. I still had all of her like super cosmic energy. And I was like, the energy coming through the tape is like, bam, it's like cleansing and clearing. And it's amazing. So I posted it on Patreon for the $10 people. Or sorry, $25 people. And you can sign up for it, guys, if you're not signed up for Patreon. And I know you guys, Christine or whoever is saying this, I'm not cheapening it by saying that you can sign up and then unsign up. What I'm giving people is an option to try it. And then, because I won't do anything unless I get a free trial first, because I forget to take my card off. And then I'm all stressed. I'm like, I didn't cancel my membership. So I'm not cheapening the service for anybody else that does pay for it. I'm just giving you an option that you can sign up and know that you're not charged until the 1st. So you can try it, and then if you don't like it, just like disconnect before the 1st, and then you won't be charged. So just throwing that out there, but not cheapening it. Christina was lecturing me the other day that I was cheapening the service, which I can see that perspective. However, at the same time, Patreon needs to have a free membership or a free trial on it so people can try stuff. So here is the music. Let's get a little bit of the only song that we're allowed to play, Christopher Lloyd Clark. Yeah, we can't even publish the breathwork classes, because we don't own all the music. And apparently, if you become an author and you become like a best-selling author, the vultures come out. That's my song, or that's my picture, which rightfully so, but at the same time, that's why I love this guy, Christopher Lloyd Clark. You can get a song for like $80. All right. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes. You guys are already connected to your higher self. We're going to go a little bit deeper now. Scott, that's why you got the thing about pure awareness, because not everybody's source is of their highest and best good. That's amazing. Scott comes in today and he says, try this. I am source awareness. It's like, you're going to trip. I did, and we ended up in this cool place. And I just almost told you guys to become source awareness, and they said, nope, pure awareness. Good job, Scott. Close your eyes. Becoming fully aware of your body. Just do a scan from the tip of your toes all way up your legs, past your knees, past your thighs, all the way up, like you're one of those, the Xerox machines where you feel a little light go through you. But as you bring your awareness up your legs, just start saying faster, 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 and it's going to go, and your awareness is going to shoot up, all the way up, and I want you to say quantum. And this awareness, this awareness that shoots up, that was focusing on your feet and then your legs, and then just say in your mind, faster, faster, faster. You're going to speed up. You're going to shoot up in the air, say quantum. You're going to go all the way up to the very, 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 very tip top, or wherever that you need to go in order to become your quantum self. And once you reach wherever you're going, just say, I am pure awareness now, or I am now pure awareness. And say, take me to witness my human self. So you're just going to land wherever. So you may land behind yourself. You may land in front of you. You may land inside of you. You may land somewhere else. My human self, or the human Marissa. So I'm going to pull my awareness up through me, scan my physical body, say faster, faster, faster. I speed up. I start shooting up out of my head really fast before you get a chance to think about it. Quantum, you shoot up in the air, you lose track of where you went, and then I am pure awareness. Take me to witness my human Marissa. So what's happened is I end up over across the room, and I'm looking at Marissa across the room. But it's just in my imagination. It's not really me. As the witness of you, whether it's from inside of you or from outside of you, how do you feel? Do you feel like you? Do you have your same thoughts? Do you have your same emotions? Your same memories? Because you surely are not your human brain if you're outside of yourself, witnessing yourself. We are that which created everything. We are that which created you. You are that which created you. But it is hard to conceptualize in the world in which we live. We are the piece of us that we are when we're on anesthesia. For human beings do not know where we go when we are on anesthesia. But there is a piece of us that leaves while the physical body continues to react to pain and to the things that are happening to it while we are gone. That's the real you. That is the pure awareness. What we'd like for you to do is to imagine that a bubble, like a soap bubble, is being blown right in front of you. Like you have a bubble wand and you're blowing bubbles. Just imagine those bubbles flying away, flying away. And then imagine blowing a really big bubble. That big bubble flies up, becomes quantum itself, takes on an indestructible energy from the source of all creation, and then begins to drop back down, and then you merge with it. So you're now in this bubble, a little viewing station, and you're sitting on a platform of light, the flower of life. What we'd like for you to do is to imagine that there's a mirror in front of you. Do you look like you? Or do you look like something else? Someone else? As pure awareness, you'll begin to realize that you are still you. So as you begin to drop down into and closer to yourself, or if you're already in yourself, what we're going to do is we're going to ask or command, or ask politely, Laura. Your higher self says etiquette. That's funny. Say, I am pure awareness, and I am now at the creation station within, and your full names, whole self, okay? Because you want to be at the creation station for your whole self in your name. It's very easy to slip into someone else's body or energy, especially in group things like this. I'm not trying, I am keeping you all separate, but it's an effort. Energies that are similar want to connect and kind of merge with each other. So I'm pure awareness, and I am at the creation station for Marissa Morris's whole self, or whatever. What we'd like for you to do is to imagine a huge white terminal. There's escalators going up each side of the terminal. There's windows around the entire place. It's a tube. It's in the shape of a tube. But it's a white terminal station. You look down at your hands and feet and you realize, I may not have any, or you might. We are what we perceive we are, even when we are in physical form. This is something that is very important that even this channel remember. We are what we think we are, even when in physical form. So moving forward, you begin to make your way to one of 3 tunnels. Those tunnels are the past, the present, and the future. Those tunnels have escalators in them, with little conveyor belts. And at the front of the tunnel, there's a guard. This guard, or this angel, watches over this area. And as you pass through, they make sure that you leave all your emotional baggage behind. Oh, that's cute. Your emotional baggage behind. All of your luggage. All of the stuff that would cause you to see life through different eyes. So you choose the past, the present, or the future. You're going to do all 3. So why don't we start with the past? So you're going to walk over to the past on the left, or maybe you're on the right. Some of you are actually on the right. So whichever one it is for you. Walk over to the past, there's a tunnel. A few of you say, I am in my real creation station now for my whole self. There you go. What's that? You're in. Julia, you slipped, and then Melissa. I got you back up though. I pulled you up. And the name Sheila, not Sheila. Someone's husband walked in. I just pulled you back up. Here we go. I'm my real presentation for my whole self, or my whole Marissa Bolanowski now, or whatever your name is. There we go. Everything should be white. You shouldn't have any dark tunnels. There's a few of you that have dark tunnels. It shouldn't be dark. It should be white. There we go. Perfect. Okay, good. Just didn't want to leave anyone behind. You walk over to the tunnel. This being searches you, makes sure that you're all clean, all clear of any baggage, if you have any. They have a conveyor belt, a little elevator thing that sends it up to source, clears it, and brings it back, and they leave it there waiting for you, all nice and clean and neat for you to pick back up. For now, you walk into the tunnel, and as you walk in, it's like a suction cup. It goes whoosh, sucks you in, and you land in the past, on the other side of the tunnel. You're taken to the place you need to go to most. And the only thing that you see there is a cube with mirrors, but the cube opens so you can walk inside. So it's like a dressing room with mirrors on all sides. When you walk into this cube, or this little dressing room looking thing, kind of like a photo booth with mirrors on the inside. You look to see how old you are. How old are you? Look in the mirror, you look up close at yourself. You can actually see and feel and touch your skin. You can look at yourself and go, oh my goodness, I'm X years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. I want you to ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And what do I need to know? And you will likely be going back to the letter that you wrote to yourself. If not, no big deal. What do you need to know? So we hear many of yours say, be brave, be strong. You're brighter than you think you are. You're better than you think you are. Don't worry, this isn't going to last forever. Don't worry, time goes by fast. Don't worry, she's going to live. Don't worry, when he dies, everything will still be okay. There are all of these things that you need to tell your little you. So while you are that you in that mirror, tell yourself things you needed to know. The things that you wish you could have told yourself. As you tell you what you need to tell you at that age, you can feel energies from above pouring down into this cube because there's no roof to it. And all these light energies are pouring down over you, bouncing up against the mirror. On each side of you in the mirror, you see a reflection of yourself, but you may see a reflection of others in the mirror as well. These are others affected by you or those that affected you. And as this healing that we are sending down, you don't have to do anything. We're sending the healing. We've just done it to 12 of you. There we go. The other 12. 15. There we go. There we go. So now that young you gets all the light from above that we have sent you, and this will remain in the recording. The trigger of this light energy coming from each individual spirit. This is just pure spirit. And as this little you becomes healed, you can feel that you become healed. And you become you. The little you is gone. You're you in the mirror. When you can see yourself or imagine yourself in the mirror, or in your head it says that you're done, or you hear a ding or something, your signal to be done, you go whoosh, you get sucked back out. Back to the tunnel. Feeling a little bit better, a little bit brighter. And you can go back in again if you would like. But for purposes of time, we'll go to the next tunnel. We walk over to the next tunnel. And the being that is standing by the tunnel may look a little bit different to you. You may be healed. Your perception may be different. You may be in a higher plane of consciousness. In fact, many of you just shifted up anywhere between 1 to 14 layers of consciousness from that alone. This being in the middle is going to search you over, and you're going to go into this present time